What can we achieve when we come together?
We've all seen how communities have come together over the last few months, but for us at Enactus Nottingham, this has always been the ethos of our team.
With our community, we're united in making a difference. Together, we build businesses that drive sustainable social change.
We are Enactus Nottingham, representing the United Kingdom.
So, what have we achieved this year?
Today, we will tell you the story of FoodPrint and how it has become a community-wide solution to address food poverty in our city.
Food poverty is a nationwide crisis affecting communities across the UK. No child should be denied access to food, yet in our local area, 21,000 children live in food poverty. What does it really mean to live in food poverty in the UK? For children, it means being deprived of healthy, nutritious meals. Without food as fuel to learn, children struggle to pay attention in class and lack the ability to thrive during the school day. This not only hinders their education, but also affects their emotional and physical well-being. For parents, food poverty means sacrificing their own meals, with 1 in 5 parents across the UK struggling to feed their children. And yet, despite this need for affordable food, 9.5 million tonnes of food goes to landfill every year in the UK alone, of which a shocking 70% is still edible. As a global community, it is our responsibility to find ways to reduce food waste and build a more sustainable future together.
With the support from the Mayor of Nottingham, we opened Nottingham's first ever social supermarket to tackle both food poverty and food waste. Our business model has 2 main strands: our store and our redistribution network. Firstly, our store. Through our partnership with Fair Shake Co-op UK and 12 other partners, we receive up to a ton of food every week. We sell this food that would otherwise go to landfill, priced 60% cheaper, ensuring our community has access to healthy and affordable food. The community continues to be at the core of what we do, with our store being run by 23 local and 10 student volunteers. Through our volunteer program, we provide members of our community with work experience and transferable skills to enable them to build confidence and motivation whilst giving back to the community they live in. Charlie is a valued volunteer and customer at FoodPrint, and after seeing the impact that her volunteering had on her personal development, we were inspired to develop an empowerment program. This year, our program helped Charlie develop store management and communication skills and has empowered her to secure full-time employment and nationwide care. The second part of our business model is our redistribution network, developed to enable us to provide food for partners that support the most vulnerable groups in our community, including school breakfast clubs, food banks, and homeless shelters. But we wanted to go even further. After being approached by an elderly retirement village, we learned that many elderly residents could not reach our store and had limited access to other supermarkets. So, we took entrepreneurial action and brought FoodPrint to them. With our van granted to us by Ford Motor Company, we introduced FoodPrint on wheels. Our team designed our own innovative mobile social supermarket, selling affordable food and enabling elderly residents to shop for themselves. FoodPrint on Wheels has enabled us to scale the business and means we have adapted to best serve people across Nottingham.
We also ensure sustainability by making environmentally conscious decisions in every part of our business. We do this in 2 main ways. Firstly, through a partnership with Ember. We ensure FoodPrint's own surplus food is converted into energy instead of going to landfill, reducing our carbon footprint. Secondly, we use the power of innovation to upcycle excess bread from our store into beer to create an additional revenue strand. This is the Bread Brew project. This year alone, we have produced over 7,000 litres of beer, selling in 60 outlets across the UK, including pubs, restaurants and the popular supermarket chain Spar. The Bread Brew project launched nationwide delivery, increasing sales and allowing us to scale the project by tapping into markets across the UK. We realise the importance of sharing what we know and use innovation to help businesses around the city to reduce their own food waste. By collaborating with a local cafe, we brew their used coffee grounds that would otherwise go to waste into a coffee-infused beer. This year, we reinvested £1,422 back into FoodPrint, allowing us to support school breakfast clubs and provide meals to children across Nottingham. By working together, we have demonstrated innovative ways to make a meaningful impact, not just for our community, but with our community. Since last year, FoodPrint has gone from strength to strength, but in March, we were faced with the real possibility that FoodPrint would no longer be able to support our community due to the devastating effects of the coronavirus pandemic.
But we are just trying to do the best by our customers, by our volunteers, by the partner organisations that we distribute food to, in a situation that has no precedence.
Whilst the world was on pause, our community needed our support more than ever. Since the start of the pandemic, the number of children going hungry has doubled, with children not having access to free school meals and breakfast clubs. The elderly became more vulnerable and isolated, with over 26,000 individuals shielding in our community alone.
A changed world called for a change in our business model. We prioritise the core elements of our business: our store, our redistribution network, and FoodPrint on wheels. In the midst of the pandemic, university students were sent home, and our more vulnerable local volunteers could no longer work in the shop. But members of our community ensured we could stay open. Our HR team created a thorough virtual induction programme training our new volunteers safely and online. Since April, we reviewed and adapted store operations in line with government guidelines to protect both our volunteers and customers, supplying them with PPE equipment to ensure their full safety. After conducting a risk assessment, we also adapted the store layout, allowing customers to safely shop whilst introducing capacity limits and our one-way system. COVID-19 also meant that there was less surplus food as supermarkets were faced with an overwhelming demand. To overcome the challenge of a decreased food supply, we expanded our network of suppliers, working with 35 additional supermarkets from around our city to meet the growing demand for supplies and ensure stock did not go to waste. But we did not stop there. Through entrepreneurial leadership, we delivered necessary PPE and food supplies to the most vulnerable individuals across the city. And together, we found a way through the pandemic.
Before the pandemic, we were making a monthly revenue of £838, which is a 54% growth since last year. With uncertainty at the start of the pandemic, our FoodPrint store was at risk of having to close. For the next 6 months, we anticipated a loss of £2,304. But due to increased demand and our adapted business model, sales increased by 124%, meaning we could continue to keep the store open and serve our customers. With increased monthly sales and profits from the Breadwood project, by July 2021, we predict that profits will grow by 77%. Not only are we surviving, but we are thriving.
Over the last 3 years, FoodPrint has been a lifeline to our community. FoodPrint has continued to support the people who are most affected, providing over 10,000 meals during the pandemic. Meet Jean, one of our shop customers. At the start of this presentation, we asked you what can be achieved when we come together. We created food bundles for over 50 elderly residents across 2 retirement villages. We provided 25 care packages for the nurses at Nottinghamshire Hospice that included essential PPE equipment and each enclosed with a thank you card for the local school children. This year we have worked with 13 partners, saving 221 tonnes of CO2 from being released into the atmosphere and preventing 52 tonnes of food from going to landfill. That's more than double the amount that we saved last year.
We supply free food to 597 individuals at food banks, local charities and homeless shelters across the city. Those most vulnerable in our community have access to a meal each day, ensuring they feel part of a community for the very first time, and a place for them to build friendships and share their stories.
We have ensured that 71 children across 3 schools are provided with a meal at the start of each day, giving them the much needed fuel to learn and thrive.
And since launching FoodPrint on Wheels this year, we have provided food to 83 elderly residents, allowing them to feel a sense of independence by shopping for themselves for the first time in years.
We provide food for over 442 shop customers, saving our community over £21,000. We asked our customers if they could describe FoodPrint, and this is what they had to say.
I think it's bringing a lot of people together, which is amazing.
Because I think it fits in the heart of the community.
It's a fantastic concept. Keep up the great work. I think you're really doing a good thing for the community.
I've been speaking to a lovely lady in the queue today, and yeah, we've made quite a few friends.
FoodPrint has demonstrated that when an entire community comes together, no challenge is too difficult to overcome. We have developed a simple yet sustainable solution that can be replicated in any city across the UK.
Today, we stand here representing our 75 student members,
but also Charlie, Jean, and our entire community.
Across this year, we have impacted the lives of 1,267 people in FoodPrint alone,
providing a total of over 90,000 meals this year.
But FoodPrint is just one of 10 social enterprises here at Enactus Nottingham, working to support communities across the world.
These projects have generated over £73,000 in revenue and impacted the lives of over 1,900 individuals.
Together, we build businesses that drive sustainable social change.
Together, we can achieve so much more and build a sustainable future for us all.
We are Enactus Nottingham, creating business, transforming lives.